Hello, this is Qyalms visiting again from the Grim Wayside, and today we have the iQube Light and iQube Dark from EscapeWelt. These were one of their latest Kickstarters, and I did end up buying both of the cubes, the light and the dark. There's actually, I was a little unclear looking at the pictures on the Kickstarter whether these boxes were different in any way, and they're only aesthetically different. The one has Da Vinci themed imagery on it, and it's a lighter color than the other. The other is a little bit more of a more of a steampunk aesthetic than the other one has. The gimmick that they sold these as was that you could give one to one person and the other to another person, and then they could try and solve them at the same time. They were sold as or pitched as dueling cubes. So in terms of their solving, I think they went with something that solved more easily and more quickly in terms of a race sort of concept than actually having something that was more of a complex puzzle game. So I would say that in terms of difficulty, these aren't terribly difficult puzzles. Now, I have solved them before, and I'm going to just go ahead and put iQube Dark. Like I said, it's basically the same cube. I'm going to put it to the side while we solve iQube Light, and we can revisit just a comparison of what they look like at the end. So iQube Light is the box that has the Da Vinci themes on it. And here's the pamphlet that came in it, which describes how to use them to duel each other. Again, if you're just getting these as either a gift for someone or a puzzle box for yourself, it's really not necessary to get both of the boxes. And it's a little difficult at the moment to get them. I didn't see them available on the website. I saw some individual boxes available on eBay. When the boxes came out initially on Kickstarter, I believe the cost was $44 for one box and $78 for the two boxes together. So the top of the box that has the Vitruvius Man on it is the top of the box is where the box opens. It's where the top piece slides to the side. On this first side, it's a pretty simple dial that you match up the symbol inside the window that's on this little arrow with the number that appears in the other side of this arrow. And then you put them into these dials. And this side of the box doesn't interact with any of the other sides of the box, unlike the other sides, which are progressive. You could do this step either at the beginning or you could do it at the end. So the first dial right here has kind of looks like the Harry Potter Deathly Hallows symbol. It's like a triangle with a line through it. I'm not a big Harry Potter fan, but that's what it reminds me of. So when you match that up into this window here, the number 4 appears down here. It is visually, it's a very busy box. I prefer laser cut boxes, in a simple sort of wood color. The sort of standard that you expect for most of the puzzle box companies. That's my preferred aesthetic. I think they just look classier, and I like that when I have so many of them that they look more uniform on the shelf. Let me move on to the next one. So the next one is sort of an S shape, and it appears that the number is 3. Going to set the dial to 3. And then the final one is a regular triangle, no markings in it or around it. And when you match up the triangle on this side, the number that it gives you is 1 and turn the dial to 1. So that's all there is to solving this side of the puzzle. So taking a look at the bottom of the box, there's a bunch of dials, and they don't have any sort of way of turning them. Each one has a hole in the center of the little dial, and so you need to liberate a tool in order to turn these. On the bottom side of the box, there's a little BB that goes through a maze up on this dial side, and that BB starts on this side of this puzzle. It has these two pieces here that would slide if they weren't trapped by this side. And so this side is a series of block-shaped sliders that you have to move in order to release the piece on the previous side, and then turning it all the way around to this side, going past the dials. This is the side where we find the tool. This piece right here at the bottom of this clover-shaped piece is the tool that we need in order to turn those other dials. So in order to do that, we have to take this indentation and move it all the way around. It's pretty simple. You just have to move all of these dials out of the way so that the center dial can turn. And it's not terribly difficult, this puzzle. Again, I think they designed it more so that people who were unfamiliar with a puzzle box could be able to do this, and just to make it simpler. So like I said, it's a very easy solve. So skipping back around to our friend over here, I'm going to put this little tool up here to the side. So they are a little sticky. Okay. So moving all of those sliders up and down, it releases this piece over here, which will allow this ball to fall out. So we actually have to take this ball all the way back down here through the dial side and then back up through the puzzle on this side until the ball goes behind these pieces, and that's what releases that side of the box. So let me just move this down here. Now we need the dial back. So every time the little ball goes into one of these, we stick the tool into the little hole, and we can move the ball all the way around. Some of these require the dials don't turn 360 degrees, and so you have to drop the ball into one of the intermediate holes and then move back and forth. That's not true with every one of them, though. There we go. Okay, so we ran that through the maze on this side, which then pops it out over here. We move this back through this maze, up inside, and if I've gotten it correctly, let me just make sure that these sides didn't change. There we go. The little ball bearing, once it sort of disappears up inside there, you have to find the right hole. Just jiggle around so you can't really hear it rolling around anymore. And then you push this button to the side. And so with this dial side, it's a simple puzzle, the dial side over here. You can see that it's just a matter of lining up the lines so that they don't inhibit this particular piece from sliding. But that's what solving the light iQube is. Well, let me just pop out the dark iQube so you can take a look and see the differences between the two. Put the tool over there. So this is a comparison of the top. Again, it has sort of a spiral staircase. It has a lot more of these like little gears. The other one does have gears too, but this one's essentially looks a lot more like a Jules Verne sort of puzzle than a Da Vinci sort of puzzle. Let me just... So this is what those block sliders look like compared to each other. This is what the bottom with the moving the round dials looks like together. This is the tool side of the box. That's the difference between the dial side with the numbers and the arrows. And then I think, and here we go. And this is the final side that has the little push buttons on it. So again, they are functionally identical. They're just aesthetically different. So if you're just buying these in order to have a puzzle and you can manage to find them somewhere, like I said, I only saw a few that were available either with another puzzle on eBay or a single puzzle I found on eBay. If you can manage to find them at $44 a piece, I'm not sure it's really worth it. It's not a great challenge. And if the simplicity of it is so that you can duel with somebody at $78, that feels like a lot to spend on two kind of simple puzzles for what's essentially a party gimmick that, you know, may not have that much longevity to it. So I don't know that I'd say that the iQube Light and iQube Dark, their original prices is worth it. Maybe if they were much closer to like $30, or if they had like a bundled deal, maybe, you know, $50 for two, that would be a really great deal. But at the price that I picked them up at from the Kickstarter, I wouldn't say this is a puzzle that I would probably have gotten again. I at least would not have gotten both of them. I probably would have gotten one just for the fact that I would want to add it to my collection just to be a completionist. So that is the iQube Light and iQube Dark from EscapeWelt, the dueling cubes. Thank you for joining me for another Puzzle Box Solve and Review. If you're interested in more Puzzle Box content, please like the video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell to be notified of our future videos. Take a look at the description below to see a complete list of my Puzzle Box collection, and if you're interested in our other doll unboxing videos, check out our channel and playlists. Comment with your requests and your thoughts. Your support keeps us motivated. Hope you enjoyed the video.